Good day, folks. So, just doing a little speed run of speed gameplay of a House Flipper 2 Mod IO property that I found in the community properties tab or whatever it's called. It's an apartment complex. If I can, I will flip up image of what it looks like on the in the community properties um, page or whatever it's called. I haven't played House Flipper 2 in a really, really long time. I have come into it a couple times when I've seen that Steam has updates on the game, but I never see anything new, so I just get right back out of it and I haven't played. But someone was mentioning about Mod IO games the other day, and I realized that there are things out there that maybe people have made that I might want to decorate and play and flip and all that kind of stuff. Now, when I went in, I did discover that Fozen District, which are the developers for House Flipper 1 and 2, they actually added filters to the Mod IO property page, whatever it's called, community tab. And so now you can actually filter and find things that you're looking for. In my case, I like to do jobs. I like the cleaning. I like the building and tearing down and all that kind of stuff of properties, but I don't necessarily want to do the creative part. I do enjoy the creative part, but sometimes it just gets a bit much. I just don't know what to do. I get tired of doing the same thing over and over again. I'm usually very much a gray and beige kind of person, maybe a little, dark blue here and there or black or whatever, but otherwise I tend to do the same thing over and over again. And yes, I have lots of DLC properties to do on House Flipper 2, but I just kind of wanted to play someone else's build for a change. And the one thing about this is that it's an apartment building, and I like small properties. Now, yes, it's a building, so it's going to be not small, but there are actually two apartments in this building. So it is, as you can see, a toy store on the main floor, and then upstairs there are two apartments. And this is kind of what I've been wanting for a long time to do. So when I saw it, I was like, oh, it's a job and it's an apartment building. And, it has like a little business. I mean, if you're in House Flipper 1, you could rent this out and you could make some money off of it. I hope they bring that function, by the way, to House Flipper 2, because that's a really fun little function, a fun little way to make like passive income. I really appreciate it. But anyways, yeah, so I found this, and I've been wanting to do an apartment for a really long time. I do not have the patience to actually do a build myself. Mostly because I'm not good at stairs and roofs. Now, in this case, I don't think you have to do the roof, it's just a flat top. But most of the time in a roof, you would have, the angled things. I don't know. I just can't do them. But the stairs drive me nuts in this game. In House Flipper 1, you have preset stairs kind of thing, and they just kind of snap into place, which is good in a way, because then you don't have to try to calculate all the angle and the steepness and all that kind of stuff of the stairs, and the height of the next floor and all that kind of thing. But on the other hand, it's also very restrictive because you only have certain things you can do. So I don't know how this person did it, but they did a really good job of it, and I really appreciate it. Now, I don't know if this building was pre-existing and he or she, sorry, I keep saying he, just for generic sake, I'll say he. I don't know if okay, I'll say they. I don't know if they just found it and they decided to redo it. Maybe this is a Bohemian property. I have no idea. But I really liked it. I really enjoyed it. It kind of scratched that itch to do an apartment building, because it's something I've been really wanting in both House Flipper 1 and 2, is to have an apartment building. And especially now that House Flipper 1 has that option to rent things out, I really want to do that. I would like to. There is, if you look on my channel, I did the Dine Out DLC Espresso Dreams, I think is what it was called. And in that DLC, the property, the job, it is someone has a little coffee shop on the bookstore on the main floor, and a little sitting area in the backyard, which I didn't know about when I finally did the bought and flipped the property. But also upstairs is their living space, and behind the coffee shop is their kitchen and all that kind of stuff. When you buy the property, it's actually split into what's called Gemini Dreams. So there's two actual like townhouse type things, And I kind of wish that we had been able to meld the two sides together, and make it so that the main floor maybe was a coffee shop, bookstore, not grocery store, but a restaurant or something like that, and then the upstairs was the living space. I was a little bit disappointed when I bought the property and I saw that. So this kind of is kind of how I would have wanted it to be, just even better because it actually has two apartments. And I really enjoyed the way that the developer for this property did the layouts and all that kind of stuff. It was something different. This is one thing I do like about House Flipper 2, as you can do partial walls, and that is something that this developer did, and I really like it. I think there were pictures and instructions everywhere that the person left so that you could know how to do things. Like I said, I didn't read any of them. I just followed the little outlines and all that kind of stuff for building in walls or to putting in the doors. Would I do some things differently looking back now, especially looking at as I'm quote unquote editing this, which by the way, this is going up pretty much almost completely unedited. So you're going to see everything that I did, even the changes kind of thing. But yeah, there are a few things that I would maybe do differently, like the direction of the doors, because I forgot in House Flipper 2 you can actually change if it's opening left or right, and like in House Flipper 1 where it changes direction as you walk in and out. It just either opens inward or outward depending on which side of the door you're on. So, something I kind of forgot about in this game because I haven't played it for so long. But actually, so you can see now where I'm talking about the walls and the half walls. This person, they created this like build-ins in these apartments, and I really love it. I've seen other people, they build in like their laundry washer and dryers and all that kind of stuff, and I know there's a couple of times where I've done that in properties as well. In fact, I think for the Bohemian apartment, when I bought the property and I did it, I actually did build in my little washer and dryer. I lifted it up off the ground, and I really enjoy that look. I put like a tabletop on top of it for like a folding table kind of thing, but instead of having like it being a shelf, it was just like a layer of this brick stuff, and I just covered it to look like a table or a counter or whatever you want to call it. And I really enjoy that. I know that the reason why they didn't do it in House Flipper 1 was because they didn't have the ability to do it. Which is really too bad because, as I've said more than a few times, House Flipper 1 has everything I want in it, but House Flipper 2 has all the mechanics. So House Flipper 1 has all the decorations and the furniture and all that kind of stuff, but none of the mechanics. House Flipper 2 has all the mechanics and none of the decorations and all that kind of thing. I do appreciate the fact that we can customize wallpaper, and especially now we can customize paint and the colors for that, because you can use hex codes in there. But it's still a little lackluster. I'm hoping that they come out with an update or a DLC this year. They haven't, as far as I know, they haven't put out a what is it called, a map or whatever of what they're planning on doing. They normally do, and they haven't said anything about 2025 yet. I really hope that they plan on doing more, because they were really pushing for people to vote for them for the Stream Awards. I think it's the Game Awards, and unfortunately I was playing Astrobot at the time that the gaming awards were on. So if I was going to vote for a game, it would be Astrobot, because let's face it, that game is pretty much perfection. There's just nothing. I may have gotten frustrated some parts in it, but overall it was an absolutely fantabulous game. I'm not sure if I'm done it at the point when I'm putting up this video, but I have actually in real time, I have finished the game, and other than some struggles that I had in some like little small planets and some levels, it is overall just an absolutely great game. This game, I would say, is probably one of my second favorite casual kind of games. So Astrobot would definitely be number one. House Flipper 1 and 2 would definitely be number two. I have no doubt about that. I don't think there's another game out there that I enjoy as much as House Flipper, or that I've come back to as much as House Flipper. And both versions, both 1 and 2. So yeah, but anyways, I have no idea what I was rambling on about. As you'll notice, I probably am going to ramble a lot through this game, but or through this video. But yeah, I don't know. I really hope that they do more. I really, really, really hope they do more. I hope they bring like a gardening aspect for this game. That is something they definitely need, a gardening DLC for this property, for this version, because boy, do they need to be able to do some gardening in this. Some of the grass in the yard is just absolutely horrible. I want to do that stone, like the loose stone everywhere. I love doing that in House Flipper 1. I want to be able to do, I know you can do trees and plants. It's just not the same. I want what I want a DLC. I want a garden DLC for this. I want to do some, plant a garden, and not the way that they have it in House Flipper One, but I want to, be able to plant a garden and grow things, and these things grow. That was pretty exciting when I discovered that you can actually grow plants in House Flipper One. I'm really hoping they bring that aspect to House Flipper Two. Um, but yeah, this kitchen, I will say one thing about this property developer, whatever you want to call them. I do really like the layout, and I don't think I did this particular kitchen the way that it was meant to be done, but in the end it actually works out. Now, the first bit of a clip you're going to see of the kitchen here isn't my final look for the kitchen, and hopefully I show it a little bit better later on in the video, because I do have a more like regular speed of the walkthrough of the entire property. But for now, you're going to see the way it is. It's not ideal, but it worked out. I mean, I would not be mad about having this kitchen. Would I, if I did this property again, if I did it myself, I might do it the same way, but just add a couple of countertops or counter cupboards, whatever they're called, just to build out more. And you'll see in the second apartment that the way I did it there, it turned out really, really nice. Really like the way that the kitchen turned out there. I mean, technically, I really like the way the apartments turned out in general. Maybe, excuse me, maybe some things weren't, exactly what I would do, but I appreciate seeing someone else's thought process and putting it all together, and making it work. And I really had a lot of fun with this. The color choices were something to be desired, but if you know me, you know I like my beige and my gray and my black and my navy blue. So being able to do something like, peach and salmon and pink and purple and whatever this like weird brown kind of color is. It's not that I've never used it, but it's definitely outside my comfort zone, and I'm quite okay with that. It is nice to see other color combinations that people use and see how it works, and it does work. In the end, you'll see that these weird kind of almost drabby, beigey kind of colors. I don't know what they call, like muted. What is that? Like a pinky brown? I don't know, pinky brown. It does actually work in the end. Again, not my cup of tea, but that's only because I like beige and black and gray, and like, or really like dark colors, like really dark, vibrant blue, like navy blue, or really dark, rich purple or regal, that kind of thing. So, the furniture in this particular apartment was a little bit cumbersome. I really didn't know where to put it and how to place it. I definitely had some issues with it. The couch and chair were really big, I think, for the property. The funny thing is, you'll obviously see in the second apartment that I actually struggled more with the furniture in that apartment than I did in this apartment. I think this turned out really nicely. And not to say that the other one didn't turn out nicely, it's just I like the layout of this one better. I just don't like the actual furniture that was used. Like, I almost kind of wish it was flipped around kind of thing. But I mean, maybe it's just because I don't like this bulky. I don't know. I don't like the furniture in House Flipper 2. Let's be real. It's just not my cup of tea. The stuff that's in House Flipper 1 is so much better. Oh, but the molding in this game is like killer. I love the molding in House Flipper 2. I may have gone a little overboard compared to what the developer, designer intended, but once you start molding, it's very difficult to stop. I sound like I'm talking about Resident Evil, but I'm not. No, yeah. Once you start putting that molding in, I just want to go through the whole house and just do all the molding, top, bottom, everything. I absolutely loved using it. I will say, I didn't plan very well when I did this first apartment, and I really didn't notice that there was molding to be put in. I did correct myself when it came to the second apartment. I put the molding in first, and I hung up the curtains first, because obviously you can't hang up the curtains if there's furniture in the way, and doing the molding properly isn't really possible if you have furniture in the way. So, I definitely had some issues. Not a biggest fan of decorating. I'm glad this person kind of kept this apartment very minimal when it came to all the decorations, because I just am not into decorating. Usually when I do decorating, I do it like off camera kind of thing, because I really just don't like doing it. I appreciate though the fact that they kept everything very minimal. A few plants, a few dishes, a couple of pictures here and there. The soap and the sponge for the sink, and that's kind of it. They didn't go overboard. The other apartment is a little bit more. There are some books that I had to deal with, which I was not a fan of, but I hate putting the books up in this game. It's just so annoying. But I do appreciate that there are some lights in here. They even had the wiring hooked up for most of the lights, not all of them. Not sure why. Also, I didn't really know what to do with these little spot lights, so I just kind of threw them in the corner. But yeah, I have no idea. Again, I know there were pictures to tell you how to do stuff, and where to place things, but I just did whatever. Also, I hope you enjoy the music. I sped up the original footage to 300 times the speed, or 3 times the speed, sorry, um, and not thinking about the fact that the sound is going to be completely kerfuffled, and I really didn't want the sound. So I just grabbed some random music from the YouTube audio library, and I just threw it in because I really didn't know what to do. I use Movavi to edit my videos, and they do have some great music, but most of it's all very short, like 2 minutes. You might find a few things that are 5 or 6 minutes, but there's no way to filter like, if you're looking for something you need something that's like 5 or 10 minutes long. There's no way to filter. That's something I hope that Movavi, as they continue to, update and change their software, I hope they eventually fix that, because we really do need a filter on length and genre and all that kind of stuff. That even just the way that they have their music sorted, it's kind of not really usable. I don't know. I'm sure other people don't mind, but I just find it very difficult to find music that I want to use. Even their text and all that kind of stuff that they have, like their text functions. It's very difficult the way they have it sorted. It's just not. It's just not very usable. I think that's one thing that if you have Microsoft 365, it's not a great program to edit with, but it's a good starter program if you're just doing shorts and all that kind of thing. They have some really great text, whatever they're called, text formats. I don't know, but they also have some good music and all that kind of thing. And I like the way that they have everything filtered, so you can look for stuff based on. I don't know if you can do it based on length, but based on genre and all that kind of stuff. So I definitely like it a lot better, but unfortunately the software just is not good. So that's why I decided to splurge and spend the money on Movavi. And overall, for the most part, I'm very happy with it. I don't talk about it very much, but it's definitely there. I do have an affiliate code. If you look at some of my older videos, I do have an affiliate code for it somewhere, but I don't add it to my descriptions. I find it kind of annoying, to be honest with you. It would be different if it was something that I thought people that watch my videos might actually use, but I can't imagine most people that watch the videos are also recording and editing their own videos. They're probably just watching for the sake of watching. So, anyways, as I ramble on about stuff that's nonsensical, this is the first bathroom. I do like it. Again, I like one thing I like about House Flipper 2 is that you can do partial walls of partial tile and partial paint and all that kind of stuff. You don't have to do full floor to ceiling of things. So again, I think if they brought in some of the tile and wallpaper and paint and all that kind of stuff well, maybe not the paint, because the paint's not so bad now, but from House Flipper 1 into House Flipper 2, I think it would be a lot nicer, because there's a lot of stuff in there I like. Even same with the flooring, like the flooring, the paneling, the floor tiles, the ceiling tiles, all that kind of stuff. I really wish they'd bring that kind of stuff into House Flipper 2. And I have been seeing that they have definitely brought some stuff in. I can't remember what I was doing. I think maybe when I was doing the Christmas property, the new Christmas update that they had for 2024, I think I did notice some things that looked like they were probably assets from House Flipper 1. I'm thinking that they're looking to maybe do some DLCs, maybe taking some of those DLCs from House Flipper 1, putting them in the House Flipper 2. I don't know. I really hope that they do, because they have great stuff in House Flipper 1, and they just need to bring it in. They really just need to combine the two games together, is what I'm saying. If they just could somehow combine the two, and especially when you can, if you do play House Flipper 1, there's a community tab on Steam where you can get stuff from the workshop and all that kind of stuff that other people who are playing, other players, they've created their own furniture and all that kind of stuff. And I really hope they do that in House Flipper 2 as well, because that has been a game changer. It's one of the reasons why I continue to play on House Flipper 1 so much. It does cause some issues with playing. There is sometimes some lagging and all that kind of stuff, but overall it works pretty good for the most part. I am hoping that they do make it so that you can modify things that other people make, but because as of right now, you're kind of stuck with whatever colors and patterns that they put on the furniture or on the bedding and all that kind of stuff. But some of the stuff that people have developed is really, really fun to look at, and you should really check out my videos. I have a whole playlist of House Flipper 1 from the time that I started doing the game. I think I restarted the game, so I have all the jobs. Same for House Flipper 2. I did a kind of a speed run kind of thing of all the jobs, because I've actually restarted House Flipper 2 3 times now. I did the original playthrough, then I restarted it again, then I started another profile. Never finished that profile, but nonetheless, I was trying to do. I really like the jobs, and which is why I'm doing this one, because I really like doing the jobs. I like the cleaning aspect. I like the building and putting in walls brick by brick kind of thing, sort of. I like this kind of aspect of the game, and I really appreciate it. So I had started it a couple of times to try and do them again, but you can only do so much, and then you get kind of bored with it. At one point, I want to be able to redo some of the properties in House Flipper 1, but you have to buy all the properties in House Flipper 1 and do them before you can redo them. And yeah, I could probably just clean them up and resell them, but what's the fun in that? That's not. I want to do them twice, kind of thing. I know that sounds kind of weird and probably a waste of time, but in the end, I do want to do all of them right now, actually. And that video is going to be a while before it comes out, because I haven't played it in a while. But Frozen District in House Flipper 1, they created an abandoned Frozen Way office building. So it's a whole floor in an office building of a whole bunch of offices. I guess they had, quote unquote, had that they no longer used, and they left it and they put it up for sale so someone could buy it. And yeah, I bought it. And I am currently working on it. I have not worked on it in a while because there were some major issues with the property, but it seemed that they fixed it. And now that I've seen that they fixed it, I will definitely be going back into it. Now, it's going to be a very long time before I have it done. So it could be several days, weeks, or even months before you see that come out. But just note, in the future, you're going to see a entire office property, I don't know what you want to call it, for that I did, and I was really enjoyed doing it. I'm very excited to show it off. I can't wait till I can get it done and show it off, because I don't know, it was just so much fun. Again, it's a lot of work, and I don't normally do the big properties. I like these small little things. Well, okay, so an apartment building is not small, but the individual apartments are. But yeah, I'm very excited to do it. I also really like the fact that there's hallways in this apartment building. I mean, it's just, yes, it's white, but I mean, most apartment buildings, they do have just white walls or beige walls, contractor, beige white walls. So yeah, it's really cool. And again, the stairs are a big thing. It's the reason why I don't do any builds in this damn game. Sorry, didn't mean to swear. But anyways, yeah, so we'll just, I find that watching the paint when you're doing the painting in like speed up mode, it's very satisfying. I was watching. I watched the whole video before I decided to do the voiceover for it, and I really rather enjoyed watching it. I don't know if you're going to enjoy watching. If you do, make sure to like, comment, subscribe. But yeah, I kind of find it very relaxing just to sit here and do talking while I'm watching it. Maybe not so relaxing, but just because I don't really always know what to say and I just babble and talk and all that kind of stuff. I did think about doing an ASMR for this, but then I know my voice. My voice cannot stay quiet for very long, especially for an hour. An hour of staying quiet and having to do very calm, quiet, soft speaking is just not going to happen, especially since I have music playing right now that is anything but calm and quiet. Did I try to find some calm, quiet music so I could do maybe an ASMR? Yes. Did I like any of it? No, because it was very boring. I know people really enjoy that calm, quiet, ambient sound. That's just not for me. I have ADHD. I need stuff that's gonna keep me going and keep me vibing, kind of thing, and that just doesn't do it for me. So that's why you're listening to some almost kind of like dance electronic kind of music right now. I'm just kind of bobbing my head as I'm talking, listening to the music. Again, it's all found on YouTube Audio Library. I don't know as if I assume anybody who uses YouTube has access to that and all that kind of stuff. I think all the ones that I use are not copyrighted, so you don't have to do any um, you know it's safe. Well, any of them are actually safe to use on YouTube, which is why they're available on YouTube. But and they should be. I believe most of the time when you use them, they automatically link in just not in the description, but like in the video profile kind of thing. I can't remember how it looks, but it looks different on computer than it does look on a like the cell phone app or like phone app. But yeah, so if you're interested, if you like the music and all that kind of stuff, you can definitely find it there. I kind of wish that some of this music that's on, like, whether it be on Movavi or on YouTube Audio Library, I kind of wish it was available. Or maybe it is available on on Spotify and all that kind of stuff, because or YouTube Music, because I do actually like lots of music, especially Movavi. Movavi's got some good music, short but good. It's not you know they're just short little normal 3 minute songs kind of thing, some of them, but there's some really good stuff, especially if you're like me and you like rock and all that kind of stuff like that. They have some good stuff on there. I'm not sure who they have creating their music, because it doesn't give credit to anyone, but maybe on their website it has credit somewhere. But if it's them that's making it, kudos to them. They've done a very good job in doing what they've done. This here is a little janitor's room, which I was very which I thought was kind of cool to see. However, I will say, in an apartment building, one thing I would not do in an apartment building is I would not live in an apartment building that didn't have a washer and dryer, like a laundry room. Ideally, I would have an ensuite washer and dryer, or ensuite laundry. But I think if I were to do this, buy this property and edit it myself, I would put a washer and dryer in this little janitor room. I would still have it, a place for people, the janitor or whoever, to have their cleaning supplies and all that kind of thing. But I would definitely want a washer and dryer, because the people that live in this building need to be able to have some place to clean their clothes, and they don't obviously have space in their small little apartment. However, that being said, you could easily probably put like one of those. If you've ever seen them, they use them quite commonly in the UK and all that kind of stuff, in European small apartments and all that kind of thing. It's a washer and dryer combo, where not stacking, but like an actual combo where the machine actually does both the washing and the drying, which I think is absolutely fascinating. They're very expensive, but I think they're fascinating. I would love to have one of those, especially if you could have it on the main floor. Oh, that'd be so wonderful, instead of having it in the basement. It just takes up so much room having a washer and dryer. But I think if I were to do this property, I would put one of those in to the kitchen and all that kind of stuff, because that's what they do in Europe and the UK and all that kind of stuff. They often have their washer in the kitchen, and that's probably what I would do here. I think there is just enough room just to slide something in there, kind of thing, but that's just me. That's just what I would do differently. I'm not sure why we had to do the cleaning here, because you're going to knock down these walls, but I did the cleaning anyways, even though I knew that I was probably going to be knocking down those walls, but I still did the cleaning nonetheless. Gotta take a little sippy. My mouth is dry, my throat is dry. I do love cleaning. I'm glad that they sped up the the cleaning. I mean, it looks very fast because I do have the video sped up, but they did speed up the cleaning aspect of the window cleaning, because I think it was a little bit slow. Not as slow as House Flipper 1. That one is still very slow. Um, but it's much more enjoyable to just like randomly clean the windows in this game, knocking down walls. The boxes. So I understand the concept of the boxes. I really do. I hate them. Let's be real. I hate them. I don't like them in the jobs that House Flipper, like Frozen District, created. I don't like them in the jobs that other people create. I understand why. No, I don't understand why. Just put it as something that you have to purchase. Like I hate the boxes lying everywhere. They get in the way. They're annoying. I hate trying to open and close. Well, not close the box, but you have to open the box and then you have to go. You have to remember to go into the box instead of opening up your tab. I'm so used to opening up the tab to get something to add to the property that the boxes I just find really annoying. So, I if I ever do a property that I put on Mod.io, I will not be doing a box. I will just add it to the list of things in the tab, in the little tablet thing, whatever it's called, and having you purchase it, because screw that. It's annoying. I do not like that function. I'm sure other people do, but you know, I just, unless you're, I appreciate it when there was a job that they did that where someone moved into the house and you have to help them do some unpack, set up their stuff that they brought in, and I appreciate that, having the boxes for that kind of a thing, for that kind of a mechanic, that kind of a whatever job. But for like just a normal job where you're not moving someone in, I find it really annoying. Let's just face it. I find, like, look at all the boxes everywhere. That's so annoying. You're trying to put down walls, you're trying to put down furniture, and the boxes are everywhere. I just nope. And I mean, it wouldn't be a my video a me video if I didn't complain about something, which is pretty common. I mean, I'm kind of that kind of person where I just complain about everything in life, even though there's nothing really wrong with my life. I just want to complain about it because nothing is ever. If you ever see me how I do a survey, I never do 100% on anything, because to me nothing's ever perfect. You could always do better. You know what I mean? I know other people have that same mentality. And oh, hey, so looking at this as I'm babbling away, this was very smart. This is where I think this developer creator person did a great job. It looks really weird. Like, what do you doing that little built-in weird thing? You'll see what they do. It is absolutely fantastic. I never would have thought of doing it myself. So glad that they thought to do it. We'll definitely do it in future builds if I ever come back to House Flipper 2 to do anything. But yeah, it's again, this creator did some great. I love the partial walls everywhere. Anyways, yeah. So I have no idea what I was talking about, but yeah, I got distracted. Squirrel. But I also had some struggle, a little bit of a struggle with this kitchen. In the end, it turned out great. I think it turned out the way that the person envisioned, but my tiling job initially just didn't really work for me, and I'm glad I fixed it, because in the end, it looks so much better than the way it is right now. So just ignore the fact that I'm doing it the way I am right now, because I really just don't care for it all that much. But it does get better, trust me. I love the wallpaper. This is one of my favorite wallpapers. You'll notice it is gray. Gray is one of my favorite colors to do in this damn game. I don't know why it is one of my favorite colors to do in this game, but gray and beige and black are my favorite colors. And blue, and navy blue. You'll see me doing a lot of navy blue. And this apartment will definitely feed into that. Oh yeah, here I am changing the tiling, because I don't know what I was thinking. The gray on and not that it looked bad. And at first I'm looking, going, the gray doesn't really work in here either. The marble doesn't really work in here either. But trust me, it comes together in the end. And I like the way it turned out. Again, the person who created this, designed this, I think they did such a fantastic job. I really love the way it ended up looking. It doesn't look like much now. Just stick with it. Trust me, it looks good. If you need to, just fast forward through the game. Maybe I'll even put some timestamps in so you can see, the each of the apartments if you want to just skip through. But I will be at the end, in regular speed. I have a walkthrough of the property from top to bottom, so, or bottom to top, whatever it is. And as well as I have the before and after pictures that are automatic after you finish a job. So, one thing I do still have a gripe about is the fact that with these community properties, it's, oh, you make $250,000, which is what I made on this property, but you don't actually make it. It doesn't go into your bank account. It's just because you're in sandbox mode. I really wish that they would bring that function in, though, so that you could actually make some money, because I think it would be very beneficial to people to be able to make some money on these sandbox uh, community jobs. Um, some people I do know struggle a little bit with money. I have. You don't see all you see the budget right now, but I have a ridiculous amount of money in this game. Whereas House Flipper One, I have done many properties and all the jobs, and including DLCs. Not all the jobs, but many of the basic jobs and many of the DLC jobs. And I think I only have 1.5 million, and in this I have like 6 million. It's quite a bit different. You definitely make a lot more money on House Flipper 2 than House Flipper 1. Yes, people have told me, oh, well, if you do this and you do that, you can make lots of random money in House Flipper 1. I'm like, yeah, that's not how I play. I'm not going to just build some random square box in the middle of an empty property and make, a couple 100,000 off of it. It's not, I want to actually decorate and do the property kind of thing. So, but anyways, I do know there are ways of making more money. I don't want to do it that way because I want to play it the way I think it was supposed to be intended to be played. Um, you'll also notice in this apartment, I do the layout much different. It's just, I think I actually mentioned it when I was doing the first apartment. Yeah, it's a little bit of a struggle. Also, love the navy blue. I absolutely love the navy blue, and I think it's navy blue. Yeah, navy blue and gray. Absolutely love the navy blue and gray. I just think it's so wonderful. I had tried to do the same setup for the TV and all that kind of stuff as the other apartment, but you'll see right now that this big, huge, honking bookcase thing unit just, it didn't work for me, so I had to move things around. But yeah, I mean, in the end, I think it worked out just fine, but, it was a little bit of a struggle, but, it's always a bit of a struggle for me to get things exactly how I want. Would I put my apartment like this? I don't know. I really don't know. I guess it depends if I was using the back door, like the outside stairs, to get in and out of my apartment. And coming in through that way, or if I was coming in through the side door of the building and coming up through the stairway inside the building. I suppose if I was grabbing my mail, I would come up through the inside, but otherwise I'd probably come in through the outside stairs. So I guess having the TV and all that kind of stuff right in your, like, walkway, if you will, isn't such a big deal. But if that was like your main in and out, your main entrance and only entrance, I think having my TV here would be a little bit annoying. But I really didn't know what else to do with it. I also didn't know what to do with this planter. I in hindsight, I probably could have opened the window curtains and hung up that planter and had it seem more logical to have, but I didn't know what to do with it. I also didn't know what to do with all these books. These little books and binders really kind of drove me nuts. I hate doing books. I mean, I don't like doing decorations, period, but I really, the books, the individual books. House Flipper 1, at least you have, like, clusters of books. And if you go into the workshop, you can get other clusters of books. I like the clusters of books. So much easier to stick into your bookcase. You can fill up your entire bookcases with a bunch of clusters of books, and you don't have to do all these individual little books. And you'll see, I just kind of randomly throw because I just don't care. I hate doing books. I don't know. I think the concept was supposed to put all the books into these shelves and maybe put all the books into the bookcase there in the living room, but as you'll see, I didn't. I was so annoyed. I was so annoyed. So I was like, nope, we're just gonna throw them wherever. And You know, it's probably what I would do in real life anyways. I would just, well, no, I would put them in the bookcase, but looking over at the bookcase that I have beside me, it's got lots of books in it, and they are all nice, but they also are full of dust because I never use them. So, probably putting it in the cabinet would be a bit smarter thing to do in this game, because then you wouldn't have to worry about the dust. But I'm just thinking of it as a, in real life kind of thought process, which is how I usually think about this game. Like, if this was actually my apartment or my house, would I do this? And I'd be like, no, I would not do this. So that's how usually when I do my house flipper properties, that's what I'm doing, what I'm thinking. Yeah, books everywhere, little containers everywhere, little decorations everywhere. That's one thing they definitely need to bump up their decorations and accessories in this game, because they're definitely lacking in that. There's so many things in House Flipper 1 that I want to use that they don't have in House Flipper 2. Sorry, I had to take a sippy. Yeah, gray, and I love this. I really love the apartment. I think it turned out really nice. I love the gray and the gray and the blue. Definitely a nice color combo. Very common for me to use. Of course, I screwed up the flooring in the hallway out here and had to redo it, but that's nothing new. So this color, I will say. Now, I like the pattern and all that kind of stuff, but salmon, peach, I don't know whatever color this is. It's not my cup of tea. I appreciate someone going out on a limb and using it, but it was a little hard to swallow. It reminds me of the house. So when I was a kid, my family and I lived in another province in Saskatchewan, and we lived in this really nice 3-bedroom house. And the living room was really big, and it had really big, like, just solid wall space. And my mom decided to paint the walls all this salmony peachy color, and it was probably one of the first houses that she'd ever, actually I think in the end the only home that she ever really did decorate and paint. And it was a little bit darker than this, so it was definitely very, very like nectarine kind of color, and it was a little bit hideous. It was something probably you would see in the 70s and 80s, and I guess technically it was in the 80s, and maybe that's what her thought process was. I have no idea. I don't know what her thought was in that. I know she kind of regretted it, but we only lived there for like a year and a bit, and unfortunately, and yeah, it just, every time I see that color, I go, ugh, it just reminds me of that house. And the house itself was fine. I loved living where we lived, but boy, that color just made me kind of makes me gag a little bit. It's just it's one of those gag worthy kind of colors, and unfortunately, they carry it through here in the bathroom. Thankfully enough, there's some white to offset it and a little bit of like burgundy to offset it, but it's they definitely this person liked this color. I'm going to have to say this person probably really likes this color, and that's why they used it so much, but definitely not my thing. I mean, this color's not quite as peachy. It's more like a pinky brown, I guess. And again, pink is not my thing, unless it's a really vibrant pink or like a dusty rose and all that kind of stuff, which maybe is what this is supposed to be. Maybe this is supposed to be dusty rose. I don't know. And you'll see I was smart enough. I put the blinds and the molding first before I did anything else. The bathtubs, I am questioning my concept of thought process of painting them instead of tiling them. I should have just bought a pack of tile and tiled them. I think it would look nicer. Oh, and you see what that little build-in was? That was for the sink. So smart. Like, if I ever do a property again, this is what I'm gonna do. Because usually having the sink just hovering there and just sitting out in the open always seems so weird. I'm like, oh, I am totally going to build it in. Totally going to build it in. Absolutely loved it. That was such a smart thing. This person definitely has some creative juices going through their little mind. Not little mind, but I'm not trying to be a smart ass. I'm just saying that they're creative. Okay. And yeah, and I definitely liked the layout of this bathroom a lot better. I think it was much better laid out. But having that little built-in and kind of set up for me already, kind of made the placement of the furniture and all that kind of stuff so much easier. I also do appreciate with House Flipper 2, you don't have to install the bathroom fixtures and all that kind of thing. Thank goodness. because boy, that's annoying. I like the concept of it. I love actually doing the actual assembly of the bathroom fixtures, in the washer and all that kind of stuff. But it screws up your placement of your furniture all the time. Well, not all the time, but quite often, especially with the shower tub combo. There's one in House Flipper one that you just cannot get it flush against the wall, and it's really annoying. And if you play House Flipper one, you probably know which one I'm talking about too. So it's just yeah, really annoying. Again, the purple and the blue, it was definitely a color choice. In the end, it looks fine. Not again my cup of tea. I prefer much darker. If I'm gonna do blue, sorry. If I'm gonna do purple, I'm gonna do it's gonna be like a dark, rich, like eggplant purple. This is a little too lavenderish, especially with the blue, but it's probably a color I would have liked as a kid because I liked purple and pink as a kid, and I still like the combo of purple and pink, but um, this ends up being a much definitely a feminine kind of room as opposed to the other one. I think the other one was a little, well, it might have been feminine. I don't know. It was green, so hard to say. Um, Again, yeah, see, I forgot to put the molding. I did remember eventually, but I forgot at first to do the molding first. But I like the way this bedroom turned out a little bit better. I think I did the proper setup for it. The first bedroom, I don't think I did don't think I put the bed where it was meant to go, and this time I did put the bed where it was, I think, supposed to go. In hindsight, I wish I had either moved the picture that was already there, or I'd added another picture above the bed. It was a very blank purple wall, but I mean, yeah, it actually worked. I think it really worked. The blue and the purple is definitely a choice. It's definitely a choice, but I'm not mad at it. Again, I like to see the color combos that other people create, things that are definitely outside my comfort zone, and I enjoy doing them. Would I do them myself? No, because I just don't have that kind of creative kind of spark when it comes to that kind of thing. But I try. If you ever want to get some ideas and all that kind of thing and see what other people do, there are obviously the community tab, House Flipper 2, but there's also YouTube. Obviously, you can see what people do, but you can also go on the Facebook has a House Flipper. There's a couple of House Flipper community pages. They're really fun to see how people decorate and how people build and all that kind of stuff. It's amazing some of the things that they've done. I was or am working on another house on House Flipper 1. I was going to do an all white house. Didn't work out because I just don't like white very much. So, but I have seen people do like an all white house. They did one where it was like, I think all black, and then they decided to counteract and they do all white. It was quite interesting to see done. I will say with this property, I forgot. I couldn't figure out why I wasn't getting that last star. And there's two things. One, I missed this little space here in the office for the store. There is something that you have to do in here, and I saw it when I first started my first video recording, and completely forgot about it by the time I went into my second video. So I was walking around going, what is it that I'm missing? Obviously I found it, thank goodness. And this which makes sense because I didn't even clue in to me when I was doing the I don't know, renovation of the store that they didn't have a bathroom for their employees. So glad to see they have a bathroom. Now the wall in here, there's a little bit of, see, there's like a space there. I don't know if you can see that. It didn't trigger for some reason. I had to be at a certain angle to make it trigger. And see, yeah, I had to be like standing at an angle to make it trigger. Otherwise I was going to have this weird gap. But eventually I figured it out and worked on it. Now ignore the fact that I'm putting this in the wrong room. The one thing with these small little rooms, or when you back out of them to try to make room to move around and all that kind of stuff, it changes what your requirements are. And I didn't catch on to that until, I was working along and I realized, hey, something's not right here, and I do fix it. So ignore that for now. But right now, just cleaning up the walls here in the office and all that kind of stuff. This green was definitely a choice. In the end, it looks fine, but at first I was like, what is this green? It's seafoam green. Oh my gosh. Like whoever did this, they like their, like, I'm going to say 1980s kind of colors. And I know there's just the way it is maybe with this game, but yeah, I'm not a fan of the, like, really bright kind of colors. I have done them. It's just not my thing. Yeah, so I put the wrong flooring down because that flooring actually didn't belong in here. This flooring belonged in here, so yeah. In the end, it actually turned out really well. I don't know. Did I show in the? I hope I showed. I didn't mention it, but in the last bathroom up on the second apartment there was the white tile went up partly way up the wall, and then you put the molding around in like a burgundy. I really like that. That was a nice little touch. I've done that both in House Flipper 1 and 2, where you can, and really enjoyed doing that kind of thing. I do wish that the style of molding that they have in House Flipper 1 they would bring over to House Flipper 2, but keep the mechanic, because the mechanic for the molding in here is just by far the best, one of the best things about the game. So just finish up the bathroom because they need to have a place. Definitely had to finish up in here. Some more gray walls, which kind of is funny that they have gray in here, because I would probably do something a little bit brighter, because who wants to sit in an office that is like gray and bland looking? But whatever. I wasn't going to fill in that little wall space. I was just gonna I'm just gonna leave it. I don't care. But I'm a perfectionist. I have to finish it, and the chair was in the way, so I had to move it. Yeah, I'm a perfectionist. I had to finish it. I wanted my 3 stars. I wanted my 100% completion, so I definitely fixed everything. So I put it all back together, and then I end up walking around trying to figure out why I'm not getting 100%. Realized that there were some things I didn't sell on the outside here, so I got rid of a couple of those weird little, well, they're not weird, but they're signage telling you how to do stuff. Um, and yeah, there's some more like those are like little concept pictures kind of things, so that you know how to lay out everything. And then I discovered the backyard here. I didn't know this backyard was here. I knew about the stairs, but I didn't realize the yard was there until I came back here. So I had to clean all this up and ignore my dogs in the background because they're making noise as usual. But yeah, so there's lots of garbage back here, so I have to clean up. And again, I think this is wonderful. Like that, you could have a little apartment, and then you have your own little backyard and your own little private entrance, and you can have like a dog or whatever, and a dog or cat, and they go outside and they can romp around in the grass in their own space. And I mean, one dog would never be able to go up and down those stairs. I would have to, you know, I don't know. I guess take him around the side to the other stairs, but yeah. But anyways, as I do have a little piece of garbage that I was missing in that one backyard. But as you can see, I still don't have all 3 stars, and I don't understand why. So I go into every room trying to find out um, what it is I'm missing, because I was obviously missing something, and so I just quickly run through all the rooms trying to figure it out, and it is. I almost gave up. I will admit, I almost gave up trying to figure out what the heck was wrong, until I'm in here and I realized I missed this little closet. I put the door in and didn't realize what it was for and didn't finish it. So that's kind of funny. Again, it was just like the bathroom in the office. I saw it when I first played, and then I forgot about it. So because I did recorded this on 2 different days, so that was kind of interesting. But yeah, so this is just a little like utility closet, a little closet for cleaning supplies and all that kind of stuff. And uh, there we go. And putting a vacuum so that you can clean up every day, kind of thing, because you need to keep your workspace clean. You need to keep your store clean. So you'll notice that there was a sign on the front that said "closed for renovation." I thought that was a really nice touch. But yeah, now I've finally triggered my thing. So now I'm just gonna let you guys see the walkthrough, and in real time. And I think it turned out really nice. I really, like I said, all through this video, I really enjoyed this property. It was really, really fun to do. I really enjoyed it. It only took me a few hours to do, which again is something I also enjoy, because I do like small properties, and I like big jobs but small jobs. And this was a big job but also a small job. It wasn't difficult to do. I really enjoyed it, and yeah, I may see about buying it and just doing it myself on my own time, but I'm also going to look at some other properties to do. I think I need to jump back into House Flipper 2 and look more at the Mod.io community properties, especially now that they have the filter so that you can find just things that are jobs and do them. I definitely saved some other properties to do, so we'll see what comes of that. I don't have any major plans for it. I have, if you're following my channel, you'll see that I should be about to finish Astrobot. I might have a bonus video just cleaning up some missing planets and bots that I have. Also had a bit of an issue with recording, so you'll see that too if you're following that. Don't at me, ADHD, I'm telling you. Or at least that's my excuse, and I'm sticking with it. My story, and I'm sticking with it. Um, oh yeah, I tried to fix the door because I didn't. This is where I realized, oh, the doors don't go both ways like they do in House Flipper One. And I tried to fix it and it didn't work. Um, but I also have another game playing right now on my channel, or should be on my channel anyways. Sackboy, Big Adventure. So it's a little character from Little Big Planet. He's quite cute. Not as good as Astro Boy. It has the definite potential to be as good as Astro Boy because I do like Sackboy, but he's very slow. Oh, he's so slow. Um, and so I don't know if I'm going to finish the game or not, but I'm definitely going to try because I am trying to do some things that are not quite so violent and gory like my Resident Evil games that I absolutely adore. I also want to do more live streams and all that kind of thing, but those probably will be uh, games that I played before and I just want to replay or just doing demos. We'll see. I need to get my video card capture card up and running, and I had it set up at one point and then I disconnected it and I forgot how it's supposed to be set up, so I have to redo that. But yeah, so that's a chore. But yeah, I also have a really big, really big series coming up. It says that I've played 23 hours. That's what it's on PlayStation. It's called Hogwarts Legacy. It'll be on my channel probably in February at some point. It says I've played for 23 hours. I don't think I've played for 23 hours because that's a long time to play. But it is what it is. But it's going to be fun to edit because boy, there's a lot of running around, a lot of walking. It's a very big game. At the time that I'm recording this video for House Flipper 2, it says that I am a little more than 50% through the main stories, so which is pretty good, honestly. I mean, I don't think it's been 23 hours since I've been playing. I think it's only been like 12 or 14 hours kind of thing, but yeah, it just depends. But so that is the apartment complex that I flipped in for the community property. I hope you enjoyed watching. I'm going to end it here and quit my commentary. Leave a like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.